Hey there everyone, this is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage, and I have for you this is that wonderful walnut table for my white rotary sewing machine. This of course is the machine you have seen me do a very long full restoration of, and I say long because I did videos of every one of the steps. It was one of the machines I wanted to give you guys kind of a start to finish overview of how I approach restoring it. Now I had mentioned to you that when I was doing the Restore a Finish treatment on a part of the Singer table, that mahogany table, I had mentioned to you that I wanted to also address some issues on this table. Now this table overall does not have as many scratches. Restore Finish is a great idea for this table, but there are a few areas that have, there are spots here where the wood is exposed, and I don't know what happened to the lacquer. I don't see a water ring here, but something got spilled. I don't know if it was a cleaner or what it was, but whatever it was, it really stripped away the lacquer and some of the color. When I go back with Restore Finish, if I don't figure out a way to equalize these areas a bit, if I don't do that, I run the risk of having the Restore Finish, it will come in with this color and it will stain this area darker than the surrounding finish. And it's not that product's fault, it's just because the level of porosity, the porousness of this the surface of this wood, it changes from the lacquered area where it's slightly porous to very porous in these areas. You can see the lighter areas with wood. So I went to the hardware store and I found, this is not liquid lacquer. Lacquer is a very difficult thing to find, but I found Shellac. This is called Zinsser Bullseye Shellac. It's one of the only shellac products around. You can get it, most often you see it in gallons and quarts, but honestly, I don't need that much here. We're talking, I bought it in a half pint, and I was very fortunate to find it. So what I'm going to do is, this is an experiment. I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to pull it from the edge, and as I come across, I'm just going to go in over this wooden area with the shellac. Now shellac comes in both a clear, and it also comes in an amber color. Sort of a maple honey looking color. It's not very dark, but it's another option for you if you want to have some of the color there. So what I'm doing is I'm starting on the dry edge where there was old lacquer, and I'm coming out. Going to come here and try to fill in. Now lacquer is a very thin product. If you've ever, shellac is a very thin coating. And if any of you have ever used this product, I don't know if any of you have ever used real shellac. It was used many years ago. It was used for doing floors in people's homes. I'm going to do a little area here, see if that's useful or not. I don't know. And it's soft. It goes on in very thin coats. And so you'll want to, if you were trying to varnish something on bare wood, you're going to need multiple coats to get your project, want to build up coats so you can get a nice seal. I don't want to do that here because my goal is not to re-lacquer this table. I don't have the right color, and I don't even have lacquer. Shellac and lacquer are not quite the same. They're sort of cousin finishes, if you will, but they have a different chemical base. They use a different solvent. Shellac uses alcohol, and of course lacquer uses lacquer thinner. I don't want to use the lacquer thinner. It's nasty stuff. So is the alcohol, but you want to ventilate no matter what you're using. So here you can see I've actually been pulling from the colored old finish here, and this is an experiment. I don't know if these two things will play together, but I thought it was worth a try. So why am I doing this? The goal here was to hopefully get some of the color in there, and again, once this dries, I may not be getting the color blending that you see. The other thing that I'm hoping to do is just to get this one little layer of this shellac. It's not a lot. I don't want a lot. I want some. It's having a sealing effect on the wood. Now it would take a number of other coats to give a true varnished finish, but that's not what I'm after. Just want enough to kind of seal in some of, not all of, some of the pores of the wood. And if I can do that, hopefully that will kind of give me a better, a less, what am I trying to say here? A finish or surface for the Restore Finish that does not have as many extreme contrasts in the porosity of the surface I'm applying it to. Boy, that was a mouthful. Not even sure that made any sense. Hopefully it did. Let's see. All right, that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to let that dry. There are some other areas I could try to do this, but I don't really want to do that. That's not what I'm after here. So and that took almost nothing, nothing of the shellac that I have. That little half pint is going to last me. Shellac is something you have to constantly stir because it wants to settle, just like a lot of old-timey finishes did. They don't stay in suspension very long, so you want to be careful. If you don't stir shellac, just like with stain, you'll end up with a lot of the resin in the bottom, and you don't want that. So there you go, guys. We're going to let this dry, and I'll come back to it and see if that color blending stayed, or if it's just the wetting effect of the varnish on the wood. If this works, then this might be a nice way to help keep from getting too many splotchy looking areas when I go back with Restore Finish. No guarantee it's going to be exactly, you know, factory consistent, but that's okay. We're just trying to, again, lessen the effect of time here. We're not stripping it. We don't want to do that. This table's too gorgeous to do that too. And so there you have it. That's part one, a very short video for me anyway. And once this has dried, shellac doesn't take that long to cure. It dries very fast. I'll go back and look at the specs to see when, and the next video we'll be trying, hopefully, when I get done with this, we'll be trying some of the Restore Finish, you know, once this is cured, and then we'll get a feeling for if this was helpful or not. I hope so. Anyway, worth a try, and I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned, and we'll hopefully keep adding some more of these videos to the cabinet and table series. There's nothing more obscure than videos about taking care of vintage sewing machine cabinets, but there you have it. Somebody had to do them. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your following the channel. And I'm hoping that some of these are helpful for you in some way. If you have other ideas, some of you have given me ideas. I'm still working on getting some of those videos made, but ideas for videos, if you have any, feel free to share them in the comments. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. You can do so, and there's no charge. And you can even click on the little bell symbol. It'll give you kind of a little heads up when I'm getting ready to post a new video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.